When it comes to enterprise AI, using AI in big companies and organizations, here's three things I hear that executives are dealing with right now. The first is cost. Programming is the most well-known, probably most widely used form of AI in organizations. At first, the speed at which you can code to create new apps and change existing ones was astounding, and still is. Most organizations run on their software, and if that software can't change rapidly, how the organization functions can't either. This AI-driven speed-up is amazing, and it was amazing and probably will continue to be amazing. But a few quarters later, everyone is getting the bills for it, and it's just like when the CFO started seeing the public cloud bills in the 2010s. Where did this completely unplanned for spike in costs come from? Because that's what CFOs sound like, I guess. And that's just programming. While programmers are important, it's usually a very small part of the overall organization, unfortunately. What happens when the entire rest of the organization starts using AI? You're talking about a 5x, maybe even 10x increase in AI spending if you want to get all those productivity benefits people keep talking about. I haven't seen things like AI FinOps yet, but even if it doesn't have a name, it's a thing you need to be thinking about. The second thing is use cases, or cases if we want to go with alliteration. Like I said, programming feels like the top thing enterprises are using AI for. But can you list off 10 other things people use AI for at work? I struggle to. Sure, there's general things like meeting notes, or even creating slides. We have customer service, which is great, but it's kind of low-hanging fruit. You're kind of taking what used to be just keyword matching over a knowledge base and reading it to a customer with hopefully something that can actually understand and take action. Rebook a flight for you or tell you what should be in the purchase order. I hear things about AI-driven analytics like actuary work and looking over contracts, things that are very text-heavy. But again, that's kind of analytics. It's not really this notion of agentic AI. I think the issue here is that organizations haven't had enough time or maybe even structure to explore what these use cases are. They haven't figured out that many of those use cases. I think they're out there, but it's going to take time to apply them. It's difficult doing that. As you've probably seen, several of the AI organizations have made entire new joint ventures or organizations, whatever the structure is, where they have a bunch of, as you would say, forward deployed engineers. And all these FDEs do is they go out and try to help people find use cases, integrate into their existing system, and build out AI to work at an enterprise scale. That is, it's a lot of work. Now, the next thing is control. This is a story that we see over and over again. There's kind of this eternal reoccurrence of boring enterprise stuff. These new apps and services, AI stuff, they need identity management, compliance, performance management, all of the things that you need for any type of IT. Every time something new comes along, we chase the benefits before thinking responsibly about building a platform around it to support the core things. People who are the trailblazers, they come in and they do all sorts of fascinating, interesting, and very helpful stuff. And if you're in operations, you know that now becomes your thing to manage and you have to retrofit a lot of those controls in. Hopefully this time, we can kind of learn that it's good to build this stuff out ahead of time. Now, as proof of that, the cost surprises that we talked about are a good indication of this going on. Being surprised about the explosion in costs usually means you're not monitoring it in the first place. You don't have a sense day to day, even week to week of what that's like. And then when it does come to controlling the costs, metering it out to people, shutting down usage, in the case of AI, switching to cheaper AI models or inference, kind of moving around with an equivalent thing but at a cheaper rate, I don't think there's much going on there that's widely deployed. And don't get me started on doing authentication with AI. It's a big mess right now. In the consumer space, it's pretty straightforward, but imagine wanting to track who authorized doing something, having that go down into the stack of all sorts of MCP servers. Wow, I kind of went into a little rant here about OAuth. And then when it comes to performance, even the AI companies themselves are finding it hard to keep up. So I have to imagine that people in not so hyperscalers, even in the largest organizations, are about to confront the performance issues that are there when we go way beyond just AI used for programming. I think we're past the phase of amazement and wonder with AI. We get it. It's great. It can be helpful. It can do all sorts of things. But there's a big difference between using AI chat apps and using AI to run business processes in your organization across thousands of people and even more customers, globally across regions, and under all sorts of different rule sets, complying with all of that identity and thrilling compliance stuff that you have. Now, I work at Tanzu, so of course, I think we have a lot to offer here with the Tanzu platform. With each new wave of tech, we've been solving these problems for our customers for over a decade. From mobile to digital transformation, web apps, all that software eating the world stuff, and it's worked out wonderfully for people. And we're pretty well set to do that with AI, from cost to helping you to discover use cases to controls. So this is a pretty good time to try TryTanzu.ai. Go over to that website, look through all the stuff that we do for AI and just regular applications, and see what it does for you. I mean, if you've ever tried to just get OAuth to work with an MCP server, that in itself is like jamming your head against a brick wall. So you can imagine how complicated these big enterprise cases are.